because it's all about to shift. The Australian government, so this is where we have a certain amount of agency here as electors and citizens of this country, we have that good fortune, to hold our government to account. Our government has a unique responsibility because Julian Assange is an Australian citizen. So we couldn't be doing exactly this kind of work in any other country in the world because this is where he comes from. This is his passport, this is his citizenship. And so we, through our government, have a duty of care to make sure that he's protected and offer the maximum diplomatic, legal, consular support that he can be. And quite frankly, since I've been working on this, which is not all that long compared with some here, the Australian government has done just a small amount above stuff all, the absolute bare minimum to get away with basic condemnation. And what we noticed from the stuff that we were asking this last week compared to the stuff that we were asking a year ago is that absolutely nothing has happened. The Australian government basically is perfectly stationary and motionless. And there's complete inertia that, apart from a couple of really unwise and unguided statements on behalf of the Attorney and the Prime Minister at the end of 2010, nothing at all. And that is because the shove from us hasn't yet hit the pain threshold. They know we're there. They know very, very well that if you go out and do a poll, should the Australian government have done more to look after WikiLeaks, over 90% of the population will say yes. But it's latent support. Nobody's rioting or overturning cars. A handful of folk will turn up to demonstrations and we can get a packed house like this tonight on the eve of something big happening. So the Australian government knows that support is there. And I can imagine them scratching their heads at the moment going, what the hell are we going to do if any one of a number of things happen? Say he beats the charges in Sweden and this European arrest warrant thing just falls over and he's got superb lawyers and so maybe it will, and he comes back here. What will the Australian government do if the United States moves to extradite him from here? What will they do? Actually, well, they'll have to do something because at some point they're going to have to say yes or no. And that yes or no will be determined by you, and I'm not being melodramatic because it really will. They will look at the polls. They will look at the number of people hanging around outside DFAT offices. They will count emails. They will count signatures on petitions, and they will work out where their pain threshold lies and whether their allegiances lie with the United States government or with you. And that, I think, is why it's great that we're here tonight, because this is actually all about to change. What if he goes to Sweden and they move for what would effectively be a rendition order from Sweden to the United States? What will the Australian government do then? And so on. So we've had this year or more of stasis, so the whole time that this organisation's been prominent and in the forefront of our minds, that's been the status quo, and the Australian government's been able to just kind of back away a little bit from the microphone and hope that nothing too dramatic happens. But some dramatic things are probably about to happen.